titled Edge of a Wheat Field with Poppies. It's one of more than 70 original works of artist Vincent van Gogh, which are now on display at the Denver Art Museum.
And with us today is Timothy Standring, the curator of the Becoming Van Gogh exhibition. Welcome, Timothy, and congratulations.
Yes, nice
Mitch and Bertha, it's a pleasure to be here.
You're smiling.
I am absolutely smiling. It's open. It's taken 7 years to make this exhibition. 60 different lending entities from the four corners of the earth. And here we've got 90 works, 70 by Van Gogh, one venue only, world exclusive.
That's wild.
Plan ahead to get your tickets.
Well, I was going to say, I tried last week, word to the wise. I went the day before. I looked on the website and thought, oh, I'll run down there. Well, you can get tickets, but you need to plan better than I did and try to do it, a couple days.
You can just go denverartmuseum.org and go online and get the tickets. But go ahead.
Well, why do you think it's so popular?
Well, I think it's because Van Gogh appeals to something in our core. We love his expressive quality, the emotions that he conveys. And there's something for everybody in this. It's for families and children, for students and teachers. There's a life story here because he failed at 4 other careers. And this is his 5th career, becoming an artist, only 10 years, 1880 to 1890, died at 37, produced about 1,000 drawings, 800 paintings, 13 lithographs. And here we've got the best of the best to tell this story like a 7-act opera or novel, prefatory. And people are getting it. They're staying longer. They love the audio. They love the catalog. By the way, here it is. And I put on a bow tie, a Van Gogh bow tie today, along with the stripes. I wanted to be as expressive with color as possible. And we have 4 self-taught moments throughout the exhibition. So
Timothy, I hate to interrupt you,
I have no passion.
I
can tell you don't like this at all.
I need to get a question in here because you're obviously so enthusiastic, and you're also very humble because when you say it's 7 years in the making, what you're leaving out is that you've been working on this for 7 years. We don't have a Van Gogh of our own at the Denver Art Museum. You went to all these galleries, these collections, private and public, and you convinced them to loan us, the only place in the world where this will be exhibited, their precious Van Goghs.
Right, absolutely. And it took a great deal of thinking on your feet, strategic thinking, up at 4:30 in the morning, every day for about 3 or 4 years, traveling over to Europe, telephone calls, email, Skype, and then monitoring the curators inside, making sure that they would be an advocate to their collection committee, to their board of trustees, to their director, and then the legal contracts would be signed. You have no idea the logistics that went into making such an exhibition. It takes a village to put it together, and maybe I was at the forefront, traveling about 100,000 miles a year. But the important thing is that we convinced it, and people from all over the world came to see it in the last week with the opening gala. And word of mouth has spread that this is one of the most extraordinary shows on Van Gogh that one can see it. Why would anybody want to come and see Van Gogh? It's because the presence of the original. Yeah. You can't do this on digital. You can't do this on a PowerPoint. You really have to see thick impasto paintings that have taken a whole year to clean. It's really quite extraordinary.
And you mentioned people of all ages are enjoying this. There's kind of a special thing for families if they're bringing them.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And what we did 7 years ago, my co-curator and myself, Louis van Tilburg of the Van Gogh Museum, we decided that we wanted to do a corrective. We wanted to talk about his systematic, rational approach to becoming an artist. Sure, he had an emotional side. He suffered from epilepsy, kind of epilepsy. He had mental disease in certain veins. We can't do anything about that, but what the world didn't know is that he made intelligent, conscious, artistic decisions, and everybody sees that step by step throughout this exhibition. That's what's so rewarding.
Well, we thank you so much for coming in and getting us charged up
I'm not thrilled at all.
No, I can tell.
We can tell.
Yes,
you certainly deserve it.
Everybody plan ahead, please.
Well, let's tell folks how they can see Becoming Van Gogh, the exhibition at the Denver Art Museum. You do not want to miss this. It runs through January 20th, so imagine fantastic Christmas gifts to buy tickets for your family and friends. And as you heard Timothy say, we'll not be visiting other cities. Tickets are selling out fast. We have a link to tickets on thedenverchannel.com. Scroll down until you find the red button.
Yeah, don't